Yeah, this is part two for Rahu and Ketu. In the part one, I covered Rahu briefly. This is brief cover for Ketu. Uh, Rahu Ketu, as you know, they are not like planets, but they are like just points. It's the intersection point of Moon's orbit around the Earth and Earth's orbit around the Sun. So wherever 2 points it intersects, it is Rahu and Ketu. Rahu is north node, Ketu is south node. So that is technical definition of Rahu and Ketu. We saw that Rahu is about paternal family DNA. Rahu is also about different caste, culture, religion, people. And Rahu is also about chasing dark desires, hedonism, materialism, excess materialism, or chasing excess or mirage, not a reality in the past part, in the part one. Now we'll talk about Ketu. Uh, Last part I told you that Rahu Mahadasha is about 18 years out of 120, and that's why Rahu and Ketu Mahadasha is of 7 years out of 120. So always you will see Rahu appearing more in your life, Rahu effect than Ketu effect, which is quite okay because we are here for we are in the material world. We are not in spirit world, anyways, because Ketu is spiritualism. So yeah, so look at Ketu first, and then we'll talk about this. So Ketu is three things, and these three things are completely separate. There could be some overlap, but logically there are three different things that Ketu represents in your chart, and that's why analysis about Ketu and Rahu usually is difficult because they represent completely three different things in a given chart. So Ketu is maternal family DNA, predominantly maternal grandfather, or it could be maternal grandmother's family also, depending on your chart, Ketu's position. Then second thing about Ketu is very top class people in the society, top 1% people, or rather top 0.01% people in your society, in your field, in your career, or in your life. And third part about Ketu is detachment, spirituality, detachment, uh, spiritual. Yeah. So spirituality, classics. Yeah, but it's more of a detachment of spirit. Sometimes pessimism, or also it is becoming religious or more into connected to the metaphysical world, etc. So there are three different distinct aspects of Ketu, which are real, which a person experiences in Ketu Mahadasha, Ketu Antardasha. Ketu Mahadasha 7 years and Ketu Antrasha in various Mahadasha is very small part, so it's not a big part. So it's obvious that you might not work with very top class people, 1% people in the society for very long periods of time. And also, whatever happens in Rahu Antrasha and Ketu Antrasha are temporary blessings or temporary issues. They're not like how long you are going to live on your past generations blessings or past generation issues. Good part, or good or bad part about Rahu and Ketu is always that their antarasha brings in some temporary good or temporary issues, which don't continue. Most of them die down, or most of them wind down at the end of Ketu or Rahu antarasha or Mahadasha. But there are experiences, and especially genetics, because family history, Ketu is maternal family history. So family history repeats, which could be hereditary health issues. It could be blessings, unpaid karma, good or bad, because of your maternal grandparents' deeds is delivered to you, which is unpaid. It was not claimed by them, or it was not delivered to them, or they did not pay it back, or they did not get paid for that. So that comes to you. I know every like grandchildren, not all grandchildren have same Ketu. So some people, some grandchildren might be involved in good deeds of maternal grandparents. Some grandkids might be involved in when they were doing some bad karma. So we don't know which part of we are inheriting. So every grandkid might inherit some different part of their karma. So you don't have to be very robotic or very specific that everybody will inherit same part of their karma. There could be a very different position of Ketu in different grandkids' chart. So these are three different, three basic things that Ketu represents. Rahu, paternal DNA, people of different caste, culture, region, which are two level below your social economic level, and hedonistic behavior, over materialism, chasing image, not a reality. Whereas Ketu is maternal DNA, top class people, very high class people, saintly people, guru type people, saintly people. And third part of Ketu is detachment, spirituality. So that is what Ketu is about. And it sounds simple. It's very difficult to analyze because in a given Antardasha, it's very difficult to analyze Ketu or Rahu. And some, especially when Ketu is in Rahu's nakshatra, Rahu is in Ketu nakshatra, it's very difficult to pinpoint which part of the family you are inheriting your karma from, especially in that period. So that is there. Uh, that's it, I think. that is good starter. I will cover more with Ketu, how genetics, Mangal Ketu, Shani Ketu, or whatever, how genetics, Shani Ketu is cancerous, Mangal Ketu could be blood cancerous. If they are very badly placed in Shani Dushti and very bad nakshatra, intense nakshatra, let's not get into any fear mongering. But Ketu effect or Rahu effect on other planets, Chandra Rahu, Chandra Ketu, very psychologically very challenging profiles, and very interesting profiles to discuss. I have articles on them. I've shared them in the last video. I will share also with this video. You can look at those articles also about Rahu and Ketu. So happy watching, happy reading. Thank you.